If you'd asked me which part of an uninhabited planet to start up a fresh colony on, I wouldn't have picked a snowy part. But of course no one asked me. Probably it didn't snow all year here, and hopefully there was some compelling reason for the location. Maybe they were mining something. Either way, I hoped that the company with the logos everywhere paid their employees enough to deal with it all. I suspected not.
"This pile and that pile, but not the one with the broken stuff," said the little guy we'd come to meet.
He was bundled up in enough winter clothes that I would have had a hard time guessing his species, if not for the digital rundown we'd gotten before we landed. Under the mismatched layers of jackets, headscarves, and pants that accommodated kangaroo rat legs and a tail, he was one of the rodenty guys that looked a lot like jaboas, which, as far as I knew, weren't really suited to snow. "Right, we'll get them loaded up quickly," I told him, as Blip and Blop dove into the task. The three of us were the only ones fond of clothes. Well, except for Kavli, but she was busy piloting, and it was no surprise that we'd gotten the pickup assignment. I hadn't even realised the Fullian twins owned cold weather clothes. It was funny seeing them in thick shawl-wrap things instead of their usual silks or spandex. At least we wouldn't be out there for long. My own human clothes weren't really rated for snow. At least I had a good scarf, and a force-filled exosuit to keep my shoes from getting wet.
"Will you be available to bring anything back if our buyer has items to trade?" the little guy asked,
as he tapped away at the payment tablet with gloved fingers. "We should be," I told him. "I can double-check with the captain."
"That's good. We'll probably have more salvage dug up by then," he said, handing it back. "Finally got a day off to really sort through what's left."
"What is all this?" I asked. I'd been curious about the sprawl of debris since we'd landed.
"Supply ship crashed," he said,
twitching his whiskers and burrowing deeper into the coat.
"It has stuff meant for other locations too, and everything is a write-off that we're welcome to use, assuming we have the time and energy to actually look through it. Some is worth selling on the side."
"To buy better cold weather clothes?" I guessed, looking askance at the tennis rackets he had strapped to his feet. "They didn't set you up with snowshoes, did they?"
He huffed. "Not ones that worked, no."
"Sorry to hear it," I said, with a glimpse at Blip and Blop's progress. "This doesn't sound like the best place to work."
He bared gnawing teeth in a sarcastic grin. "No, it's not. They outright lied on the application. Horrible place."
"Are you stuck with a contract for a certain time, or are you allowed to leave?"
"Oh, we're allowed, just not encouraged."
He waved a hand, then thought better of it and bundled up again.
"Don't know where to go, though. Ended up stranded at some space station doesn't sound that much better than working here. At least here I've got other bounders to commiserate with."
"Maybe another bounder colony," I suggested. "I know they're around. We delivered medicine to one before."
"Was it snowy there?"
"No, it was pretty warm when I visited," I told him. "No idea how cold it gets in the winter, but the terrain looked like it got more rain than snow. Floodwater channels, you know." He sounded wistful when he said,
"I really miss swimming."
I looked back at the ship. "Are you allowed to send messages out? Because I can look up the location if you want to get in touch with the people there. I mean, that colony did have its own share of problems, to be fair, but the sickness problems that we brought the medicine for are probably better now, I hope." He looked at me for a moment, then nodded.
"It's worth a shot. I'm going to start losing toes to frostbite if I stay here too much longer."
"Great. Give me just a second, I'll find that contact info for you," I said. Blip and Blop were almost done. I dashed toward the ship, careful about all the snow underfoot. A glimpse of a label on an unopened crate, half covered in snow, prompted me to call back over my shoulder. "Open that one next. Your feet ought to fit in those, and you can still strap them to the rackets." He waved in acknowledgement, and moved toward the crate of boxing gloves, as I disappeared inside.